Today we are touring a 12,500 square foot mansion in the heart of Malibu wine country.
Yes, we're in our latest development, 32180 Mulholland Highway. 9,500 square foot main house, 3,000 square foot guest house. We've got infinity pools, pickleball courts, avocado orchards, chickens. We've got it all. Come check it out.
Okay, Dougal, so tell me, how far do I have to go to get my closest glass of wine?
Well, I mean, there's numerous wine storages in the kitchen, but of course we are in the heart of Malibu wine country here.
Yep.
Saddle Peak Ranch is literally over the road. I think they have about 500 acres of vineyards.
That's what I'm looking at now.
That's right over there. We have Calamigos Ranch next door to us. That's a private members club, which you would join if you were here.
I've been there.
I think that's about 25,000 a year, and they have incredible facilities.
Yep.
But although we are in the heart of what looks like wine country, you know, PCH is 10 minutes drive from here, Malibu proper is 20 minutes drive. We have Westlake Village about 12 minutes drive away, and Agora Hill's the same. So actually this house is incredibly well positioned for people that want to be in Malibu, but also not so far out that they can commute. You know, 101 is again like 10 minutes drive. So although it feels like you are in, you know, the middle of nowhere, and
it really does. It really does.
It feels absolutely private. You know, really great house to commute from.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense.
So with that said, let's talk about where we are now, the entry hall.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I noticed as soon as we walked in is you're greeted by this ridiculously tall, I mean, what's this, 22, 23 feet?
Right.
Like tall entry atrium. Huge amounts of light sort of pouring through this, these transom windows up above. And then on top of that, you've got this gorgeous sort of bronze chaos light fixture that you can see from above. And what I love about it is I actually noticed it as I was driving up the drive. The windows are positioned perfectly that you actually see straight into that. So that's really your first sort of entry moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much light in this house. We have windows on every elevation and views from every elevation.
No, I might need sunglasses just to be inside.
Even though the ocean is over this way, and you can see the Pacific from the dining room, actually my favorite view is actually this way when you have these huge red rock structures. Obviously Fleetwood windows everywhere.
Yep.
But let's talk about this 10-foot solid white oak entry door. It's a pivot door, and it's absolutely beautiful. And
I actually really like the fact that half of it, well, probably 2/3 of it, you've got this sort of vertical grain white oak, and then you've got this reeded effect to come through here. It gives this, you know, what would just be a massive slab, a bit more dimension. I think that's quite a fun detail.
Yeah, and that front door is mirrored, albeit slightly smaller, on the front door to the master bedroom suite, which we'll also have a look at in a second. So going through, giving you a quick lay of the land, you have two living rooms on this side, you have a dining room, which we'll look at in a second, and then the back of the house, you have the media room, office, powder room, and another couple of bathrooms, which also lead down to an 8-car garage. 8? Yeah, so we have
Who's got 8 cars?
8 cars here, and then the guest house, which we'll look at, has another 6 cars. So 14-car garage total.
14.
Yeah, so if you're a car fanatic, then this is the house for you. Alternative, if you're not, and you're a regular person that only has, you know, 2 or 3 or 4, there is space to obviously convert that into a recording studio, dance studio, or production offices, or even break some of this area out into a gym section. But we'll again look at that when the time comes. 2 main staircases in this house. You have one central staircase here, and then another floating staircase in the back, which takes you up to the back bedrooms and down to the garage. But you know, everything is very open plan. I like the fact that you can actually see from one end to the house all the way down to the other.
Let me test that theory. Yep, all the way through.
Yep.
All the way through.
And you have light coming in from all sides here. I mean, these Fleetwood windows, these are retractable doors, but above, we're mirrored with fixed panel glass above. So much light. You know, if we turn all the lights off, you don't need them because it is absolutely beautiful. At night, of course, because you are so private here, there is no light pollution at all, and the stars and the sunsets are really quite incredible.
It must be dramatic, yeah. I mean, what I like is as soon as you walk in, you have this sort of immediate snug area, because quite often when you're entertaining, you know, you bring someone in, if you don't know them that well, you're like, oh, come grab a seat, let's have a little chat. And this is just lovely. And then the next thing, and I wanted to ask you about this fireplace. Am I seeing this right, that it's a full pass-through to the other living room?
Yeah, so we have a pass-through fireplace, so you have full visibility through that.
So am I right in thinking this is sandstone?
Yeah, so this is actually a composite stone from El Dorado Stone. They're the manufacturer. They have a number of different colours. I think this is the white gold or something similar to that.
I mean, this is wild. They've even got what look like little fossils throughout it. This is insanity.
Yeah.
I love this.
No, it's a great product.
So this is basically on the back side.
Yeah, so on this side of the house,
too.
this is where we have our more family-friendly living room. We have to call that the formal living room. Over here we're slightly more family-friendly. Everything's obviously wired for TVs on either side of the fireplace. So you may want to have a TV up here for your family. So then you can obviously hang out in here in the kitchen while whoever's cooking.
Yeah, I mean, walking into this kitchen alone, this is the largest island I've ever seen in my entire life. How many feet are we talking?
I think we're at 18 to 20 foot on this island, and it's covered in this incredible sapien arabesco porcelain stone.
So this is completely bulletproof, meaning no staining, no, like...
Yeah, I mean, this, you can put anything on it. I mean, you know, with anything, we try not to take advantage of these sort of things and keep them clean. But yeah, I mean, I don't put marble in any kitchens anymore. No. It's always an absolute disaster. And this stuff it's slightly honed, you know, it looks just like the real thing.
Yeah,
it's absolutely beautiful. And what I like about it is that you have these blues and pinks in it, which when you get the sunsets, this sort of really mirrors that. But you know, the kitchen itself is as I said, as you said, it's huge. You know, we have tons of storage. We don't have any uppers, which some people 50-50
like uppers,
on.
meaning upper cabinetry.
Yeah. You know, I try and keep it light and bright, and we have so much storage down here. We have a separate butler's pantry and appliance garage, which we'll look at in a moment.
Yeah, I don't think you're missing anything without having the uppers. It opens the kitchen up, it makes it feel less cluttered. And I noticed that this is all storage along this line of cabinetry as well. So I mean, you've got an absolute overflow of storage going on.
Yeah, we have 2 wine fridges here. We obviously have corner storage here. We have...
Now, corner storage, you said. Now, does that mean there's no dead corners like you do get in a lot of cabinetry? No dead corners. I like that. This is a very cool, what do you don't call it a lazy Susan, it's like a lazy Bill or a Bob, or what is this they call where it's like...
I think it's a lazy Susan.
It is a lazy Susan, okay.
But we have, you know, all the pull-out spice racks, 2 dishwashers, trash bins, and then obviously your 36-inch fridge and freezer, which are all Thermador Wolf appliances. You've got your built-in microwave, double oven, and then in here we have our appliance garages.
Woo, chic.
You know, these I'm a big fan of because basically it just means, you know, you have all your mixers, your coffee makers, toasters, all here, which really is, especially in my house, which everyone uses in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's a shit show here. All the trash goes in. When you're done with it, you fold it away until tomorrow.
But what's so nice is that the stone continues all the way in. So say you spill coffee, it's not like a wood top that you've then got to worry about ruining.
And then in here we have a full built-in pantry, which you have your vegetable drawers, your vented vegetable drawers.
Oh, that's cool detail.
And then in here you've got your salad fridges as well. So, I mean, it really is an incredible kitchen. I think it was one of the best kitchens we've ever done. The sizing of this must be about, we must be about 600 square foot of here alone.
Gotta be.
Square foot,
I mean, one thing that I wanted to point out, which I really like, is, you know, it feels modern, but it's got a traditional twist to it. You know, if you look at, you know, you think of a traditional kitchen, you've got shaker door panels, and it's where the cabinet doors have quite a thick shaker trim detail. This has got this really clean, much slimmer line trim detail in the white oak, which is mirrored all the way around. So it gives you a sort of slight hint of a mid-century, but with more of a traditional twist. I love it.
Yeah, I think the problem when you're designing super contemporary homes like this is that they can also feel very, very cold. And that's some of the feedback that a lot of buyers, you know, don't like about them. You know, I'm a big fan of California contemporary architecture, but when we're doing the interiors like this, yeah, we definitely go for something a bit more traditional. And I think by putting in that thinner shaker trim, you know, you are going a little bit less harsh, it softens it a bit. And it's the same thing with our finishes. You know, we go with the lighter vein finishes as opposed to the darker, the walnuts, which can feel a lot more masculine.
Yeah.
You know, this I definitely see as a family home. The layout upstairs is very much more traditional, although you do have sort of a junior suite as well. It works very much as a family house, you know, with the stabling and the pickleball court and, you know, all the outside space. I think it would be a great family home.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love this.
You know, another thing is obviously this little detail, you have this walk through here, through your pantry area to your dining area. So here I think we have a 12-foot dining table and views either side of Pacific Ocean over there, across the Santa Monica Mountains.
I know, it really is kind of pick your adventure. What do I want to look at when I dine tonight? Do I want to look at these mountains here? Do I want to see the Pacific Ocean from my dining room table? I mean, that's just ridiculous. I love it.
And if anyone is interested in the furniture or the light fixtures that we have, we're showing in here, most of this stuff can be found on our website or on our Pinterest page at Racing Green Group, and you can click through and actually purchase all that stuff through the websites. Okay, so continuing on to the back part of the house, past this floating staircase. As you come in, we have coat storage here, simple, and then a very simple powder room in here.
So I love these pocket door details. So, you know, if you're on a private call, you can close your office off. Yet, if it's, like you said, family oriented, kids can still be running through, and it doesn't feel quite so enclosed. But I mean, this is still a massive opening for your office, which makes, again, it just feels like you've got great flow running through the whole house.
Yeah, and I like the fact it's been painted in this sort of bow tie black. Gives it a nice, slightly more masculine feel for your office. Beautiful light fixture. I think that's from Frost & Sons, but I'll have to check that. And then in here you have dedicated powder bathroom and your own storage in there. Now, this room could be converted into a bedroom. It would be easy to plumb a shower into this back bedroom, and then obviously
Convert this into a full
closet in
full wardrobe.
So coming to the back of the house, we have this really expansive media room. Now, of course, the house is completely wired for audio throughout, but here we have full surround sound system, inbuilt speakers, and obviously an inbuilt subwoofer as well.
As I was talking earlier, and I noticed those acoustic panels in the other room, it's been done on this ceiling as well, and it's such a good way. You can hear there's no echo in this room. It's such a good way to absorb sound, especially in a room like a theatre screening room.
We also have game storage in here, and this really incredible bathroom.
Wow, this is the movie theatre bathroom?
Yes, completely unnecessary, absolutely huge, but actually one of my favourite bathrooms in the house. It has this beautiful chocolate onyx stone on it, which is made by Florin, which is an Italian stone fabricator. A lot of the big slabs in all the bathrooms are all made by Florin on this property, and you can see like the veining and everything is really.
And it's a porcelain. Right?
Yeah, so these are all porcelain slabs. So these are, I think, a 6 or a 9mm slab, so quite thin, very delicate to work with. You have to cut them very, very slowly to actually ensure that they don't chip or break. But once they're in, as I'm sure you'll agree, they look absolutely fantastic.
Well, and I love throughout the whole bathroom, all of the touches and finishes all match, even down to the linear shower drain is in polished brass, the hinges, the faucet, and the faucet I believe that's a British company, right? Crosswater?
Yeah, so all the hardware is Crosswater, which is a British company. Everything's in this satin brass finish, light fixtures, all the door handles throughout the whole house. And then of course, as you see in all of our developments, as you'll see the shadow line at the bottom and around all the doors, which, you know, adds that very sleek, simple look. So before we go upstairs, let's just take a moment to go downstairs and have a look at garage number 1. So here, yes, garage number 1, 8-car garage. So, as we mentioned earlier, yes, would I keep this as an 8-car garage? Probably not. I'd probably divide the wall here because we have this 16-foot Fleetwood window, and I make this into my gym, so that I have my gym section here, which then opens up into the outside space, and my pickleball court or tennis court or basketball court, however I want to paint it, behind me.
That makes sense. I mean, going back to the garage for a little bit, this feels like a Beverly Hills showroom. Like, this is incredible. This is for, you know, displaying your multi-million-dollar Veyrons and etc. What's the? This is an epoxy floor, correct? But I haven't seen this one before. What is this?
Yeah, so full epoxy floor. It's just a different colouring with the flakes that you can pick out these days.
I like it.
But yeah, as you said, not a lot of garages have views like this.
None of them.
I think we have a 20-foot window which just captures that rock behind it, and then another 16-foot Fleetwood here, which brings you out with views of the Pacific Ocean.
Well, that's your motivation right there of this being your gym. You're like working out, plus looking at your nice cars, being like, work out harder, get another car.
We're set on about six and a half acres, I think, this property. About two and a half acres of that is paddocks. And then we've got a lot of hillside, but there's a lot of flat areas here. We've got a big flat area here, another flat area to the front yard with the swimming pool. And then, yeah, huge pickleball courts. And what I love here is the avocado trees that are planted around here. I think we've got about 8 or 9 trees here, which once they grow up will produce a ton of lamb Haas avocados, which as a hipster, Jonathan, you will know, are very nice tasting avocados.
It's the best.
Some of the best in California.
Yeah. So looking at now you can see the house from this sort of perspective. This is the same Eldorado composite stone, this sort of sandstone.
Yeah, it's the same Eldorado stone that we've got on the outside, which is also clads this front entryway as you drive up.
And then obviously what I'm seeing looks like wood. Is that actually wood paneling that I'm going to have to worry about sanding, restaining every year? No,
so all the wood siding which we're seeing is actually made of aluminum. It's all fire resistant. Obviously, about 5 years ago, there was a very big, the Wolseley fire, which destroyed about 400 or 500 homes across Malibu. So everything these days is built to the absolute highest fire regulations. Everything is sealed. You know, God forbid a fire does sweep through here. Touch wood, the house is built to withstand.
No wood, don't touch wood. Touch aluminum.
Touch aluminum looking wood. Or wood-looking aluminum, and you know it should all be completely fireproof. Obviously, the insides we have a full fire sprinkler system, and everything is cleared of brush within I think 30 feet of the home.
Gotcha.
So that is definitely something that I think is on people's minds. We had a big fire about a month ago, which burnt about 4,000 acres of Malibu. Again, luckily it didn't get hit here. But yes, the house is built to withstand
whatever nature can throw at it.
Yes, exactly. So talking about how much outside space this property has, we obviously talked about the outside space, but we actually have this huge deck space. One of many deck spaces, albeit this is definitely the most dramatic.
Oh yeah, you've got some big deck energy out here.
We have almost 2,000 square foot of deck out here. And really you see these incredible views, almost 360, well, bar this. You know, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of being in the heart of Malibu wine country.
Yeah, you literally see the vineyards, see everything being planted up. God, it looks like a movie set. It doesn't look real. It
does look like a movie set because tons of movies have actually been shot around here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you also have Paramount Ranch, which was just down the road, which is where all the Paramount films were shot in the 60s and 70s.
Well, like the westerns?
All the westerns,
like the spaghetti
MASH,
westerns?
And various others. So, yeah, tons of movies, but also tons of good riding. So we have the stables here. If you are a big equestrian, you know, you've got the paddocks, but there's tons of places to just hack out for miles and miles.
Like natural trails, I can get my horse and just go?
Exactly.
Do I need to like tax?
I mean, you'll need to learn to ride first,
I would
Jonathan,
need to learn to ride. It's been a minute. Okay, so passing the screening room, heading back upstairs, heading to the top level. This light fixture looks familiar. This is the same style as is in the entry corridor, but just a different orientation.
So this is the chandeliers from Modern Forms, which we like to use a lot in a lot of our houses. Again, satin brass finish and mirrors, although this is the vertical version, the linear version, which you've got on the entryway. Up here, we have another 3 guest bedrooms. these are both king size beds with en suites. And in here, you have what we call the junior suite, which is currently set up as the kids' room, but obviously you can put a king size bed or California king size bed in here. Full walk-in closet. And then of course in here, we have another full bathroom, full shower bathroom again with...
Is this the flooring?
Beautiful flooring, porcelain, full-size 10-foot slabs here on the walls.
What's nice is it feels like a completely different bathroom to the other one that you showed me, but yet there's a consistency. It feels incredibly cohesive as you're walking through that.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this onyx look that they have in here. It's very, very nice.
And then this is what? This is a Caesar stone?
Yeah, all the countertops are upstairs and the bathrooms are cloudburst Caesar stone. Which
Great, so bulletproof warranty, you spilled toothpaste on it, it's not going to stain. No. I spill toothpaste on mine all the time.
In here we have our laundry room. Again, as you've seen throughout the house, tons of storage everywhere. This has a double stack washer dryer. This is the LG Studio system, which we love.
This is very sleek. It's like a whole laundry room. And then you've got that same small detail for the cabinetry as well with that shaker pattern. I love this, and a double sink as well for those tough stains.
Okay, so of course the piece de resistance, the Premier Suite.
Ooh.
Again, oh God, this heavy set solid white oak door that we discussed at the front mirrors that, really nice detail. And then as you walk in, I think we have at least 2,000 square foot here in terms of the master bedroom, bathroom and closet on this side. But let's start in here.
So another fireplace, immediately just for your own, in bed, look at your own fireplace, love that. And then this is, I can barely see you from all the way across, it's that big.
Full, retractable, Fleetwood's, oh my God, they're getting heavy now. They're getting heavy now.
Well, luckily you've got a massive gym in the garage.
That's true. You just do that every day. Incredible views here, you know, and what's so fascinating about this property and why this property will sell is because someone wants the views. You know, you can buy houses like this, there's lots of them in Malibu, what there is not of views to this scale. And the fact that you get the sunrise over here and the sunset over here from your master bedroom suite is really quite incredible.
Full panoramic,
yeah.
Just full panoramic. I love these, I love this back wall detail. This is what, just white oak?
It's all solid white oak.
Yeah.
You know, it's very simple with a lot of our designs. You know, we don't go overboard. Everything is very much like European white oak, understated clean, and with the view that, you know, in 20 years' time, this still feels current and won't date.
You're not playing to the trend of the time. It's got to be timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, there's not black lights and cladding everywhere. You know, it's very much minimalist.
Speaking of lights, I actually really like this again with this. This is sort of like a gold leafing. Is this also Modern Forms?
That's another Modern Forms light. Yeah, I think that's an 18-inch Modern Form fixture.
Yeah, I like that. Oh wow, so the balcony is full wraparound, right?
So yeah, huge balcony, another huge balcony. And actually, the guest bedrooms both have their own private balconies as well, but this one is the biggest bedroom one.
Full walk around. You can see your pool, your guest house, and pretty much panoramic Malibu views.
Yeah.
One design detail which I love is that this whole corner of the building looks like it's just magically hovering. You know, usually in this sort of setup, you'd have a big post here which separates it off. And I mean, this, I literally, from there to there, it's all just floating. Such a cool architectural and structural detail that really does set the house as you drive up. This is one of the first things that you see, which I really like. So what I love is, as you're going into the bathroom, there is no door because your big sort of primary bedroom door shuts you off from everything else. Everything can then be open plan. You've got this seamless transition from the tile to the wood as you walk in.
Yeah, and let's talk about how huge this bathroom is. I mean, it's really fantastic. And again, bathed in light. We have the same Florin stone, quartz stone that we have in the other junior suite, but here you can really sort of see it in its full glory.
Yeah.
You definitely have his vanity and hers vanity, which has a separate makeup station, and then you have the double shower with these, I think, 14-inch shower heads, which again were from Crossworks in England. But yeah, I mean, I love this bathroom. It's huge, it's light, it's bright, super clean. We've got a 7-foot tub in there as well, 7-foot soaking tub, which again has views over the Pacific Ocean in the distance there. Separate toilet cubicle, and then we actually plumbed out this section here for a hot sauna in case anyone wants to do that at a later date.
Gotcha.
We've run all the electrical, we've got the plumbing in the walls. We left it open because it's just gives us more space, but if someone wanted to do that later, we've got all the plumbing and stuff there.
One of the design details that I love that I'm seeing on a lot of the new contemporary builds is where you'll do a waterfall edge, yes, but they'll then continue this detail all the way around. So it's got a full border in stone, which obviously, costs a hell of a lot more to do, but it really does show it's a much higher end build.
And then finally, just finishing off this incredible Premier Suite is this incredible Premier Suite closet. Fully clad in white oak and with these beautiful, I'm not sure what this colour is. It's sort of
like a satin mushroom.
Yeah.
Millennial greige.
But it's lovely and it just goes very, very nicely in here. Tons of hanging space, under cab lighting throughout. I think the idea is that this is your shoes, this is your handbags over here. I know how many handbags you've got, John. You definitely need this closet.
Lots.
And then lots of storage, all soft clothes obviously. And then you even have your little laundry hampers, I think, over here, for your colours and your whites. And then this beautiful light fixture here, which is really pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very
around.
cool. But, I mean, this is sort of reminiscent of a Rodeo Drive, storefronts, and you've got everything's displayed well. So you'd have to be very neat with your clothing, color coordinated, everything has to hang right.
As I am.
As you are.
Yes.
I'm not.
No, well, you could have that corner over there.
Very kind of you.
Yeah. So with that done, I think we should go and check out outside.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's do it.
Back in the front area, as you were pointing out, this is metal, so there's no sanding, staining you don't need to worry about. And I'm looking at the deck, and it looks just like Brazilian hardwood. It looks like an Ipe.
Yeah, but it's actually the TimberTech product. So I've always been sort of quite against these composite deck materials. They've never really looked that great, There have been lots of products out for a long, long time, and because we're in the Malibu fire zone, we do have to use composite. They wouldn't let us use an Ipe unless we're going to coat it. But we also do a lot of houses with Ipe, and what happens is every 2 or 3 years, they're then paying us to come back, resand them, restain them, which is great for us, but not so great for the homeowner. On this product, I finally felt like they were getting it, right? And TimberTech have a couple of products out at the moment, various colours, and I'm happy with it. Does it look as good as Ipe? It's not quite there, but I would say it's like 95%.
It's pretty bloody close.
It's pretty good. We've got this great TimberTech deck and this lovely seating area outside the office with which to really enjoy these views.
I mean, what I love, especially about the views as well, on a lot of brand new modern builds, the landscaping just hasn't had a chance to come up to mature. And I'm looking at relatively mature oak trees, lining the whole property. So these must have been kept during construction, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, typically oak trees are quite good fire breaks. So when fires come through, it's actually quite nice to have oak trees because they can actually act as a natural fire break barrier. I'm not quite sure why that works, but you'd think they'd go up as well, but they don't. Anyway, as we continue around the house, we have a lot of concrete walkways which connect the whole house all the way around. But we come out to this beautiful outside dining area here, which has a 10-seater table around it, and again, incredible views with which to dine from.
And speakers as well.
Yeah, full outdoor speaker system, which mirrors the inside as well. We've got JBL speakers in the landscape planters, which are really good quality. So this infinity pool is a little bit different from everything that we've done before, in that it's raised off the ground. So the reason we did that was actually because it gave us a little bit more privacy and blocked the guest house below. And it's also just a really nice feature. When you're having parties, all the kids sit on the steps or around the sides and can jump off the sides into the pool. Obviously got a nice hot tub in there as well. And it's just, you know, you see a lot of these sort of raised pools in Europe for some reason, not so much in America.
Yeah.
But it sort of has sort of an Ibiza vibe to it, you know?
Yeah, even Italian, Tuscan vibes. I don't know why they raised them up, but it's another feature. It's another thing to notice. And it probably, you know, if you've had a few too many beers, it's harder to fall into a pool if there's a raised edge.
True. So outside, as we continue outside, you'll see we just have a ton of little seating areas around here. Over there, we've got this beautiful seating area which overlooks the ocean with a big fire pit. And over here, you obviously have the bar area, which is fully built out.
Yeah, full built out kitchen, sink, barbecue, a ton of storage. And what I like is this is kitchen behind here. This window will open up so you can pass through everything, you know, so that when you're cooking, everything's close to your hand.
Yeah, I mean, the outside space here is really spectacular, and the fact that it is all interconnected. You can walk all the way around to get to the upper deck, down to your pickleball court, you know, your little avocado orchard, tons of green space. You've got a big flat pad here, you've got another flat pad down there. Best part of $14 million, which is what this is on at. You know, it's amazing how few of these houses have this much outside space.
There's nothing comparable, absolutely nothing. Okay, so you keep talking about this guest house I haven't seen yet that's hidden by the beautiful infinity pool, so let's go check that out.
All right, well, let's walk down and see the rest of the property.
One of the things that I noticed as we're sort of leaving the main entrance to the property, you've got these huge rocks, which I believe, they're lava rocks, and these, you didn't put these.
No, these, I mean, these must have been the original volcanic rocks that you see all around here. I mean, back in the day, there must have been volcanoes all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure this is volcanic.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, when we hit them, we just left them there or built around them because they are pretty spectacular. There's obviously a big one here. There's a lot in the back on the property because the house before, you know, the house that burnt down. Back in the day, when you hit these, they would just dynamite them and blow them up.
Oh, right.
These days, obviously, you can't dynamite them, and they weigh an absolute ton.
Yeah.
So to even cut through these, you know, when we were doing the foundations, we had to bring in pneumatic jackhammers to basically jack them. And then when you hit these things, we basically have to saw cut them and chip them. So an absolute nightmare. I
mean, for me, as an entry detail, I think it shows passage of time, you know, old meets the new. I love it. I'm glad you kept a few of them.
No, that's great.
So this is the guest house, and this is how many square foot?
So this is a 3,000 square foot guest house. Upstairs you have two bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, big open plan kitchen, living room. And then downstairs you have 2 rooms here, which can really be used as staff offices or security offices.
Okay.
And then next door you have a 6-car garage. So this whole thing could obviously just be used for staff.
Production offices.
Production offices, dance studios, you know, podcasting, whatever it is. And obviously in LA, super helpful to have this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's the ultimate, you know, stay-at-home office space.
Yeah. And then continuing down here, we have, you know, this huge driveway, which is really a statement driveway. You know, it must be what?
400 feet?
At least, right?
Right, 500?
So here we have about 2.5 acres of paddocks, and this is a 1,300 square foot Castlebrook horse barn. Castlebrook are quite well known in the trade. They're a very high-end barn manufacturer, and it's set up currently where you have 3 horse stables on the left, you have a tack room on the right, and then 2 open stalls here, which you can be used for storage, or if you wanted to add another couple of horse bays, you could do that. All the horse barns are done very, very nicely. You've got the poke-throughs for the horses here, and your sliding doors, which are currently housing these guys. This is Miss White, as my son calls her. We've also got Blackie and Fluffy Balls. The Fluffy Balls, I think, got eaten by a
Okay,
raccoon.
ready?
Yeah,
Oh.
a raccoon. So that was a very sad day. Anyway, on that note, I think that brings our tour to a close.
Yeah, stay tuned for the next mansion tour, and we'll take you around another glorious property like this.